Hi, and welcome back to Overland Effects. I'm Jeff, and so today we're going to talk about something that we've been dealing with for a while. Our 80 series Bruiser, we've always had problems with just storage. Today we're going to work on a Huracan fabrication from Australia, their tailgate storage system. Now, this is not a system to take on lightly because you have to cut your sheet metal of your tailgate, which is kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie to you. We've had this part for about 3 months, and today is the day we finally decided we're gonna do it, because finally got up the nerve that we're gonna cut out the sheet metal of the tailgate itself. There will be some prep that we're gonna have to do as we're doing the project itself, but the project, when it showed up, it's a big cardboard box, and I actually got it unboxed over here to the left. I'm going to put a link down over here that shows where to get your own version of this, and they make it for all Toyota Land Cruisers. So after opening the package, I decided to take a look at everything laid out here for us. Comes with the supplied hardware to bolt it to the tailgate itself, the locks themselves. Underneath here is the tailgate hatch for the truck. They give you a nice template that we will put on there, and it helps let us know where we need to drill any holes and or cut stuff out. Directions, always important, so it's nice to have. And then they added in some padding so that you don't have to worry about stuff making noise as it's sitting in the back there. This padding is pretty thick. I decided to go with a different type of sound deadening material that we're going to put in, but this is an option if you just want to use what's predetermined by the manufacturer. All right, so first step is we have to remove the stock tailgate carpet. You can use a screwdriver. I can just use my hands because I've had this off a few times, but basically you're just going to pop it loose and off it comes. All right, now I'm not going to completely get rid of this, but it's something that we can use for a later date. So I'm just going to put this to the side for now. All right, second step, we need to take these covers off. So I got my handy dandy drill motor, and off they come. Now, while I'm taking these covers off, I looked high and low to see if there was any 80 series covers that someone else had done with one of these Huracan covers, and I couldn't find one. This is a US spec Land Cruiser 80 series, so yours may be slightly different, but we're going off of this version here. So first part done, and take these off and put them over here. So now that we got our covers off, I'm just going to kind of wipe some of the dust off of this, because we're going to start using a Sharpie to put our lines down. So before I get too far along, just want to kind of give it a quick wipe, so that way the Sharpie's got a nice solid surface to go against. Okay, we are going to have some things we're going to have to watch out for: the lock and the electronics here. Here's the template that they've provided for us, so we're just going to open this up and set it down. Now, the nice thing about it is that this template has holes in it already. Those holes correspond to where we already have holes in the tailgate itself from the previous part, the OEM part. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go grab some bolts, slide into there, and then we're going to kind of hold it down between Farrah and I, and we're going to draw it out. So I'll be right back with that. So at this point, we're going to start marking this out. I'm just going to start marking it with a pen, and we'll go from there. We're going to time lapse this, so it'll be much faster for you watching at home. Now that we got that all taken care of, now comes the fun part, cutting. Alright, so the last thing we're going to do, just because we're going to be cutting and possibly making some shards and stuff that could go flying, to keep as much of the stuff out of the back of the bruiser as we can, we're just going to throw a little blanket up and over to keep stuff from hopefully coming into the back of the Land Cruiser. So, the tool of choice that you can use is either a cutoff wheel or you can use a jigsaw. I'm going with the jigsaw. It's going to be pretty loud, so we're going to just time lapse this one as well for you. So we're going to go here in just a second. After cutting it, got everything loose. One thing to point out, this section on the back, it's double-edged, so it had a lot more to cut through here, which took a lot longer time. But now that we've got that point cut out, so to show the bottom edge, this support right here is what I was up against. So something to keep in mind, that's double-edged and it's going to go a lot slower at that point. So here we are. We have completed our cut. Two things I'm gonna have to do: take out these little foam rubber parts that have been here in the factory bunches of years. So these are coming out, and I have to readjust my power here to make it so it's a little bit different place. Due to the fact that I've just cut raw metal and I'm going to be putting my hand in here a bunch to be moving things around, what I'm going to do, we're going to time lapse this as well, as I'm going to take a file and I'm going to clean up all these sharp edges, and I'm then going to vacuum this out and clean it out, and then we're going to line it with our sound deadening material. Alright, just finished filing it all down, getting it all set to go. Now that I've got this all nice and soft for my hands, so if I reach my hands in there, I'm not going to cut myself on anything. Time to vacuum it out. Okay, so we got it all vacuumed out. At this point, I'm going to clean out the inside here, so we'll time lapse that as well, and we're going to start setting in the matting. Prior to doing that, though, I'm going to take some just regular old paint. I'm going to paint these edges so that way we don't have to worry about rust happening. And I'm going to hit the underside of this here where I kind of use the file to smooth it out and make sure I don't get any rust there. Another good reason why we have this, and I'll be using a piece of cardboard as well to keep some of the spray paint from getting up and around. So. Now that I got that taken care of, got everything, gonna kind of let it dry for a few seconds here, and I'm gonna wipe it out again. So the material that we got was the big thick foam stuff. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna use versus what we were given. So this is the material that was given to us by Huracan Fabrication. Now it's nice and thick and it's nice and padded, but I'm actually gonna use something a little bit thinner. Bought this off of Amazon, so we'll put the link down below as well. And basically all this is sound deadening material, but the difference in thickness is amazing. If you can look right there, the two different thicknesses, I mean, same material but just a little bit less. So we're gonna go with the different matting, because the fact that we want to make sure that this stays nice and solid and quiet. So we're gonna just get this all set up. I'm gonna let this finish drying for about another 5-10 minutes, and then at which point we're gonna take and start putting this stuff down. All right, so we've disconnected the electrical here. I got one piece of Kilmat in so far. Sound deadening materials, the 50 mil stuff. I got some really nice heavy rollers that I used. I got one piece in so far just to kind of test it. and see how it's going to work. So it's working pretty well. So here we go. So I'm just setting it up against the edge of where I want it to go, and then I'm just working it back in. Since I kind of got that corner down, I'm going to go to the other corner because those are the two hardest spots to get this stuff in. So what we'll do is we'll continue working this stuff in. This is not going to be an easy project, getting some small little cuts here and there, but it's going to just take time. So this will be just a nice long project. So went through the whole process of getting the Kilmat in. Came out really nice, worked it with the tools that comes with it. The important part that I found was really cool is that initially this really had a nice tinny sound to it when I first went to go do it. But now, man, what a difference it makes. So hopefully this takes care of all the parts and pieces that go with that. The next thing I'm going to do, which you're not going to see, but I'm going to take and I'm going to cut this wire here and extend it so it goes out and around back up to where it plugs in over here at this point. So I'm just going to take care of that. Not too hard project to do. The next thing I'm going to do, though, that you're going to see is I'm going to put the cover on, and you're going to see me start putting that in right now. All right, so here we go. Here's the cover. All right. Nice bubble wrap. Keep it from getting all scratched up. Pre-drilled holes. So all I'm going to do is just pick it up. Down. Now it's gonna be the hard part. Totally joking, hard part, but putting the bolts through. Big hands don't work so well. All right, we got all the bolts in with the nuts on the back side, so now we're just going to tighten this down. So I'm going to go at it. All right, that part's done. Now to get the locks in. But quick look to see what it looks like. All right, so let's get the locks prepped. So I'm going to unlock it here, pop it loose. Okay, and then I'm going to release the nut that holds the retainer. They're hot because they've been sitting in the sun, unfortunately. Once that comes off, all that happens is that the retainer comes off here. You open this up, drop this into place, just like that. Put the retainer back on. And put our nut back in. Okay. We'll just close this up for just a second like that. Once it's set, put it down, push down, lock in place, hear it click, and it's good to go. Need to lock it, push the key in, won't unlock. Now we're putting in the second one on the other side. Nice thing is this one's cooled off now. Alright, so we got both of them in now. Double check, make sure they work right. Push down, push down. They're a little tough to push in. Opens up. Now we have all this extra storage space set. All I have to do is come back and just finish up this one little electrical part that I got to take care of, which was something super simple. And we're done. I'm going to pull the stuff out that's sitting back here and we'll see how it works with our drawer system. So guys, we're now finished with this whole project with the Huracan Fabrication Tailgate Storage System. The last thing we need to do is check our drawers, make sure that they still work without hanging up on them. No problems whatsoever, don't hang up. Just check to make sure that these are still working the way they're supposed to. Yep. Push down. Okay. There we go. And let's check the tailgate at the end. Solid. Alright guys, so that's all we got for our installation of the Huracan Fabrication Tailgate Storage System. If you guys like what we're doing, smash the like button. If you want to see more content and anytime it comes out, hit the subscribe button and you'll be told when we have another video come up. Thanks a lot. Get out there and explore when you can.